Okay, I just wanted to make a quick, hopefully, video. One take, no edits. I don't feel like editing this. About this thing right here. I've been asked a tiny bit about it. I'm not claiming that a bunch of people have messaged me asking about it, but some people have seen this thing on my neck, throat, right here on the last video and on Instagram. So I just want to explain that because it's a tiny bit private, but also I don't care that much about sharing some stuff on this channel, and because it has been impacting this channel basically ever since the beginning, but especially the last few years, and maybe I think it will impact it a bit in the future as well. So even before I started this YouTube channel, I've had this thing called Graves' disease. In here we have something called a. And by the way, I just want to say this first. I also have something that you potentially can help me with that I will ask you about at the end of this video. I'm not asking for any money or stuff like that, or I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want to ask you something at the end. Yeah, we have a thyroid right here. And I have something called Graves' disease, and that means that my thyroid is overactive and it produces too much thyroid hormones. And from that, you get a bunch of different symptoms. Probably too many for me to mention. Some are like really not that dangerous or like impactful for me, or they haven't been for me at least. Uh, there's one that has been a part of this channel from the beginning, and I've been getting like so many comments about that up and through the years, and that is that my hands are shaking. It's not that bad at the moment, which I will get back to, but from like turning knobs on pedals and plugging in the guitar, it yeah, sometimes it looks like I'm 95 years old and like I'm just like shaking. People are asking, have been asking if I'm nervous or stuff like that. It's my thyroid being like out of whack, and that is causing shakiness sometimes. Um, the biggest stuff for me is that when the thyroid is overactive, everything is on like high speed in your body, which makes your pulse to like really go up fast. You could be just walking or working. I could be working in my studio, and all of a sudden it feels like I've been like trying to run a marathon, which is exhausting, and it's not good for your body. It's not good for your heart. So it's something that you need to deal with. You can't just go around and ignore this illness. I've tried that, to ignore it. Definitely not a good way of approaching Graves' disease. So the first thing that you do, you get medicine, and you can stay on that medicine for, I think, up until around a year. That medicine helps the levels go down, but it's also a bit taxing on your body and your liver, so you can't be on that medicine for the rest of your life. And sometimes when you are done taking those pills, your Graves will be gone forever, and you are back to normal, more or less. I haven't been that lucky. I've been on those types of medicines for 4 or 5 times, I believe, up and through many years. And eventually, after a while, I've gotten the symptoms back and my levels they've gone up again. So that is not a like good solution for me to be on those types of pills. So after a while, they can offer you something else. And last summer, I was offered to take radioactive iodine, which sounds a bit scary, and it was a bit scary. So iodine is a mineral, I believe, and that is absorbed through your or up in your thyroid. So what they do, they make that iodine radioactive. So when you take a pill full of radioactive iodine, that is absorbed up to your thyroid, and it basically kills off the tissues or the tissue in your thyroid. It kills the thyroid. It's meant to do that. Sounds scary, and again, it was a bit scary. And when your thyroid is dead, it's not producing anything anymore. So you will be low, like you'll have to take thyroid hormones for the rest of your life. But that is easier to do than to constantly push it down with that other type of medicine that I talked about. So I was kind of stoked to do that, even though it was a bit scary. I did that last summer. I was feeling pretty good before that because I was, I've been like training a lot for a year. My levels were good, but that was sort of like the final thing that I needed to do to get control over this disease, which has been bothering me for many years. After some time, I took that pill. It was kind of funny. They had it in this container with the radioactive symbol on it. The nurse that gave it to me didn't really want to touch it. They gave me the pill and said, please leave the hospital, because at that point, when I took it, I became radioactive for about a week, I think. I couldn't be close to my family, my kids. I had to stay in a separate room until all of the like radioactive stuff left the body. And after some time, I started to feel pretty bad after taking that pill. And that was expected because it kills off the thyroid, and I needed to start that supplement of thyroid hormones. But turns out the radioactive iodine didn't do enough. It didn't kill off my thyroid. It made it worse. Lucky me. It made it worse. It took some time to figure out that. They had to wait, I think, like 6 months to be able to confirm that it didn't work. Also, I developed another symptom after that, which can happen after taking radioactive iodine, and that is something called TED. You've probably seen photos of people with bulging eyes. That is TED. It's like pressure behind your eyes, making them bulge. That didn't happen to me. I didn't get like eyes like that, but I can feel it. It hurts around my eyes. So it's sort of, I have a mild version of that. But when you get TED, you can't do another round of radioactive iodine to kill off the thyroid, because then it can get even worse with your eyes. So I just had surgery, and that's why I have this right here. That happened in May last month, from when I'm filming this. And right before I went under for the surgery, they told me that they start the surgery, and if they suspect that they touch or are anywhere near my vocal cord nerves, they will have to abort the whole thing, and I will have to continue later because you need those nerves for talking and swallowing, stuff like that. But they said that's like 1% chance that will happen. So it doesn't happen that often at all. So I go under for the surgery. I wake up like 3 hours later, and I remember waking up looking at 3 nurses, and I just asked them like instantly, like, was it successful? Like, how did it go? And they looked at me like looking really nervous and said like, I think you need to talk to the surgeon about that. We can't really say anything. And of course, then I understood that it wasn't successful, because if it was successful, of course they could have told me like, yeah, everything is good, you're good now. And then I talked to the surgeon, and like I haven't found anything on the internet about this happening like ever before me, but they had to like abort the whole thing because of technical issues. So they removed half of my thyroid, and then they had to abort because of technical issues, which is just like insane. Of course, I understand that shit happens, but I looked at it, for a person to have like a like bad experience with radioactive iodine, and then to have a like botched surgery, that's less than 0.1% chance, which, yeah, I've been quite unlucky. Of course, people out there have much worse diseases than this, and people are dying. I know that, but yeah, quite unlucky, I would say. So now I'm just waiting for another round of surgery for them to remove the rest of my thyroid. And currently I'm not on any medication, but turns out I'm not like overactive. The half is not overactive. It's actually underactive. So I'm low, and that also sucks. Being like having too little of those things in the thyroid, that also sucks. Everything becomes like almost in slow motion. Everything is so exhausting. It's that's also crap to be in that situation. But of course, I'm waiting for that thing to happen. I'm not sure when it will happen. I'm trying to work as much as possible. Of course, in Norway, we have a fairly good system when you are sick, when you're not able to work, but it's difficult when you have a YouTube channel and when you are self-employed, because when you are on sick leave, it's not like anyone else is doing the stuff for you. Like my business is dead when I'm not doing anything with it. So luckily, I feel okay enough to work, like filming and making YouTube stuff. That also gives me something. So yeah, I feel lucky that I'm able to do that. But it sucks to that I have to wait for another chance to remove the rest of it. And I know like when they have done the surgery stuff correctly, it will take some time before I'm like really up and running after that. So yeah, it has been and it will be impacting this channel to some extent. I don't know how much. I've been able to get out videos pretty like not too far in between on YouTube. Being on Instagram, which is also important for my business as the thing that I do with guitar gear, and yeah, and that has been more difficult because I've just been focusing on getting out enough YouTube content, but hopefully I'm able to ramp that up a bit as well eventually. And then back to the stuff that I just wanted to ask you about. Like, if you by any chance have Graves' disease or anything related to the thyroid, please reach out. I would love to talk to you. I know there's just a tiny chance of that being the case. Most of my audience is male. This is most common among women. I don't know why that's the case. They also think it's because most men, they just like to ignore all symptoms, so it might be that. But if you have Graves or anything like that, please reach out. I would love to talk to you. And even more, and also, I meant to say, if you by any chance are a endocrinologist, endocrinologist, I think it's called, like a doctor specialized on this, I would really like to talk to you. I will not take up a lot of your time. I of course respect that you have this profession. You're probably employed and you do this the whole day. I would just like to talk to you a tiny bit because it's really difficult to get good answers from the people that I see here in Norway. I'm sort of like in between a couple of hospitals and my doctor. Yeah, I would really like to try to use this platform to reach someone who's an expert on this. That would be very helpful for me. Yeah. Okay, so that's why I have this. I'm currently using this scar. Is it a scar tissue? No, it's scar band-aid, and I have this pretty like obvious scar right here. And by using this, it gets a tiny bit better, and it's kind of hard to see. And of course, they will open it up again. I will have to use that band-aid for a long time after the second surgery as well. So yeah, I can always refer to this video when people ask about that, because yeah, it seems like something really serious happened to me, or seems like people think that at least, and it's serious enough, but I'm doing okay. Okay, thank you. This is not guitar related at all. It's a bit related to the channel, of course. And if you want to talk to me about stuff like this, if you're a specialist on the area, please reach out. Thank you.